Yes, the boss is over, and we return to our match, people.
That we do. And we'll see how these players play it out here. We were able to cast TriGGeR versus Vindicta a couple of days ago on this channel, or actually on the B stream. And TriGGeR, he actually almost every single game opened up Stargate and went Phoenixes.
Oh, Phoenixes versus Terra, and that's very, very annoying for the Terran player.
Yeah.
Because your Marines or your workers could easily be picked off, and more importantly, your medivacs.
Yeah, it's a very strong way to gain map control, right? And one of the advantages of the Terran race, depending on, you know, what your style is, especially if you're going for a drop heavy style, it's so difficult to really pull those off when there are, what, 5 or 6 Phoenixes out on the map.
Yes, as a Terran player myself, you have no idea how many medivacs and how many units I have lost when a Protoss player opens Phoenixes. So yeah, I mean, then again, MaSa is a better player than me. There's a reason why he's here and I'm on the other side. So I expect him to perform better if TriGGeR indeed open Phoenixes. Which so far we have not yet seen what TriGGeR's choice is going to be, and it is going to be Stargate.
Oh boy, that it is. And we'll see if TriGGeR, I mean, there's no reason for him not to open up the way, the standard way that he's been going for this entire tournament. Where on Romanda's side, it's a pretty large map, you know, counterattacks can take a long time, especially by ground, so going for Phoenixes, I honestly, I would like it here. But we'll see if MaSa is able to respond to it, if he knows this of TriGGeR, and if he's able to counter it in some way. At the moment, we just see he's opening up with a bit of a 1-1-1.
Yes, in fact, I think MaSa is going for a Hellion drop. He has 4 Hellions on the map, and Medivac is on the way. And if TriGGeR does not respond correctly, or if TriGGeR does not respond fast enough, he can lose a lot of mates.
Exactly. As now we have 4 Hellions here ready to dive in and maybe even avoid these Adepts and go into a mineral line, so TriGGeR has to be so careful with his army movements. Oh my god, we actually have a pretty big commitment into a Widowmine drop, even an armory.
Hellion into Widowmine.
Yeah.
Fascinating. This has the potential to do a lot of damage for MaSa. Because the Hellions immediately 2 drones got roasted, another 2 more. Nice pickup by MaSa. He gets 5 drones and only has lost 1 Hellion so far, and the Medivac is alive.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like MaSa will be able to evacuate here. He can dive in once again if he wants to. And again, like, this is not MaSa's final form. Like, we do have that Widowmine drop being set up here. Well, that's also why it's important to note that TriGGeR is going for his Phoenixes, and if they are in position, they can deny said drop. Oh, but they're already here.
Nice, only 1 drone and only one Adept going down. But the Medivac survives and the Widowmine survive. And there's no detection. There's 1 Oracle only, but those Widow are invisible. The Hellions enter in the main base.
Yeah, that they do. At the same time, we have another Widowmine drop going into the natural base at the same time, and TriGGeR, does he respond? He doesn't respond! Oh, is it too late? Oh!
21 probes go down with that Widowmine. Oh my god, Light. That was incredible. The response for TriGGeR was not fast enough, and mate, he paid the price.
We got another Widowmine shot. The Phoenix! Mates, I just want to commend MaSa on how aggressive he was this game, by the way. He was waddling his Widowmines across the map. He was doing all of this with 1 medevac, and he just kept like diving back in, diving back out, just dropping whatever he could into the main, the Hellions, or into the natural with the Widowmines, and yeah, he was able to achieve the damage.
Yes, MaSa entered the game with a plan. He executed the plan perfectly, and made now he's ahead. 5 workers ahead of the Protoss player, and he's not done, mate.
Exactly. He is not stopping. Meanwhile, TriGGeR did eventually get that Oracle, so he is able to use it for Revelation to deal with those Widowmines. But again, you have to wait for energy. You have to make sure you hit all the Widowmines as well, because we have another 4 headed into the main base.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
TriGGeR is going for the counterattack.
Mate, what is it to defend? Mate, there's no Widowmines here at home. There's no tanks. The bunker isn't even done yet.
Only 2 probes gone down in the main base, and meanwhile, MaSa is losing everything at home. Nice Widowmine shot. He takes out the Void Ray. He takes out a lot of the health of these adepts, but there's not enough units, mate.
That was probably the best Widowmine shots that MaSa could have hoped for there, but is it even enough? The boys are pulled. Thankfully, a lot of these adepts took a lot of damage there, so maybe MaSa can clean this up, but he's going to take a lot of damage. Oh god, the friendly fire!
There was no friendly fire. MaSa is going to defend. He lost. The thing is, he lost also a lot of workers, 21 workers. But then again, TriGGeR is also losing workers at home because the Widowmine has never stopped in his main base.
Exactly. There's still Widowmines here in the natural. There's Widowmines here in the main. There is just no constant detection. There's no Robo. There's no Oracle even.
Oh, mate, that's the thing. The way MaSa opened this game, it made for little defense at home. Especially the way MaSa did with extra Widowmines and extra Medivacs and extra everything. So that's why the counter attack of TriGGeR was so effective.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the Widowmine shots of MaSa at home were really good.
Oh, at the same time, though, we have a couple of adepts here in the natural base of MaSa. A lot of damage is being done here, but oh god, probes just keep falling, and the Widowmines, they just don't stop.
3 more probes go down. There's still 1 Widowmine without shooting. Mate, how many Widowmines are here? 5 Widowmines are in the base of MaSa.
Exactly. Exactly, and the problem is that sure, an Oracle comes out, but he's not going to be able to tag everything. And even if he does, like, does he have the DPS to kill all these Widowmines? They're just going to waddle away. Oh,
what are we seeing? Like, what are we seeing?
Mate, this is an NA matchup, and yo, MaSa's doing it. Oh my god, the Oracle! It's not enough. GG gets called.
Mate, that was one of the most beautiful Terran games that I have seen in a while.
That was crazy. Oh my god. I guarantee that TriGGeR has never gone up against that before.
I don't think no one has ever gone against that before. Against that many Widowmines.
That was lunacy, mate. Like, just the non-stop aggression there. Unfortunately, TriGGeR didn't have a Robo. He didn't have a Forge either for cannons. Cannons would have helped so much as well. Oh god.
And yeah, with that, MaSa is up 1-0 in this best of 3 series, mate.
He's doing it, mate.
Yeah, he had a plan. The question is, we are now on 2000 atmospheres, like it's going to be our second map. Is MaSa going to have another crazy plan like that?
I hope so. Like, honestly, like, I love the way MaSa played out game 1. It was very smart, very unique as well, and it really did kind of counter the way that TriGGeR played that game. I don't think we should see it 2 games in a row, though. We'll see.
I don't know, man. I can't wait to see it again just to see what happens. So, MaSa is a showman. He can do it. He can do it. Speaking of showmans, here we have, second map of the match, 2000 atmospheres. The Terran player who's up 1-0 this series. It's MaSa.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 atmospheres, LE, we have the Canadian Protoss. He is blue, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR.
Now, mate, the previous game, MaSa had a plan, and I think he also has a plan in this game.
Oh yeah, the SCV is out on the map. What are we going to see here from MaSa, if anything, as he is edging more towards the bases of TriGGeR?
Oh no, he's not going to proxy in the natural, right? Right? No, he won. He's probably he's an NG Bay block. Okay, not as crazy as I was hoping, but it's still very annoyed, especially if TriGGeR does not see it and he skips the Zealot.
Yeah. Like, we have seen Terran players proxy here before. Like, there is enough room here for like a proxy Rax or something like that. But thankfully, it is just an NG block, and that is going to be annoying here for TriGGeR. Thankfully, TriGGeR does see this, so he should start that Zealot. Or just expand somewhere else. Feels Zerg, man.
Yes. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, oh wow, he actually spanned in the third base. I was not expecting to actually look on it. Okay, he really does not want that zealots. Anyhow, meanwhile, on the other side of the map, MaSa skip a tripper. He went straight for Marine. So instead, all his gas is going straight for a big factory.
That it is.
Are
that
we
it
going
is.
To see more mine shenanigans, right?
We could. I would give TriGGeR credit though, and after encountering that in game 1, I'm sure he's already thinking of like what he could have done better and what he should have done better, right? You know, different ways to approach that kind of style from MaSa. That's why I don't really want MaSa to do the same thing again. I think maybe he can show us something different, and he already kind of is. We have a cheeky bunker outside the natural, or the unnatural natural.
Yeah. Yes, MaSa is going to take advantage of the fact that TriGGeR expanded in a weird position. So now we have a bunker. I believe TriGGeR sees a bunker, right?
He does not. He does not see it at all. He sees the SCV though, and that could be a tell, and finally he knows it's a bunker here. And now the Adept has to come all the way back as it was in the middle of going across the map. There is a shield battery which will help, but Adepts are not ideal when it comes to busting bunkers like this. Oh,
nice. The Adept going after the SCV. He just walks away. That was a nice move.
Yeah, that was very smart. Very smart. Still a lot of lost mining time though, and yo, the Hellions, are they going to sneak into the main base? There's nothing in the main.
Yeah, everything is focusing on the bunker. Everything focusing on the bunker. It is a nice window of opportunity for MaSa to enter and wreak havoc, and here we go. He's going in.
Exactly. As the Void Ray gets distracted, the Hellions sneak into the main base. There is a shield battery, so these Hellions won't be able to do too much damage. A Stalker pops out just in time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only 2 Hellions. 2 Hellions is not enough to one-shot 1 probe, and that shield battery keeps them alive enough so that TriGGeR could react. And yeah, he at the end of the day lost nothing. And MaSa, I think, is now in trouble. He's still on 1 base.
MaSa is doing the same thing, by the way. We have an armory, we have more Widow Mines, and he is dropping those Hellions into the main base.
How much damage can he do? Okay, nice pickup.
Yeah, exactly. He's killing a couple of workers. Meanwhile, the Adepts are committed across the map. Yo, we could see a massive delay on the natural.
And we will. There's nothing here to defend the natural, and the Hellions still trying to do damage, but honestly, it is really hard to do damage with so few Hellions and a shield battery.
Oh god. Meanwhile, the Widow Mines do come in, but they only get a single worker each, and this time TriGGeR does clean everything up. And there we go. This is what I wanted to see. We have a forge for cannons.
Yeah, we have the forge on the way, and the Widow Mine should not be a problem anymore going forward. And yeah, the MaSa's natural was forced to be cancelled. He's now building it up in his main base, and it's very late.
Yeah, this isn't looking anywhere near as good here for MaSa, as we do see this time again only 1 probe going down for each Widow Mine shot. The Widow Mines will be cleaned up. Forge is done. We should be seeing some cannons. And MaSa's not stopping with the Widow Mines, but TriGGeR should be able to handle them so much more easily here.
Yes, he got cannons. His units are more prepared this time. MaSa needs a really good shot like he got in the previous game.
Oh man, look at that reaction time.
Widow Mines. Only 2 probes went down, and he lost 1 mine. This is not what you want as a Terran player.
Exactly. All 3 Widow Mines were dealt with. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I didn't want MaSa to do it 2 games in a row, because TriGGeR, he has adapted. He has learned from game number 1. It didn't take him long, and now he's shutting down MaSa. Like MaSa, he still doesn't have a natural base. Able to avoid the Widow Mines. Oh.
I shot the Phoenix almost go down. But the Phoenix still alive and not enough workers.
Exactly. More and more SCVs will go down. Oh, the Widow Mine.
I like it. TriGGeR deliberately put the Phoenix over the workers so that they can do a splash damage.
Yeah. That was cute. That was very cute. Also, MaSa recognized that, so he kept unborrowing the Widowmines because he didn't want the shots to go off.
Yeah, the Phoenix, they have no more energy. They go out, and oh my god, are they going to intercept this medivac?
Oh my god. Speaking of intercepting, the Widowmines are here. They're ready. The bait. Ah, he gets baited.
He loses 2 Phoenixes in the process. I think that was worth it, because 1 medivac for Phoenixes, sure.
Hey,
I'll take
mate,
it.
he's dragging
I'll take
him
it.
in. He's dragging him in. He's dragging him up. MaSa's being so cute with this.
Yes. He's very cute, but at some point it start to stop being worth, honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like he's just continuing to make these, and oh my god, the medevac, no, it's gonna get picked off, and it just barely survives.
No, he does. The medevac actually survives.
Just barely.
Meanwhile, MaSa is moving out with Marines and mines. This is a composition that you do not see every day.
It is, and it's a very awkward composition, and I mean, the mines are dealing damage, and they're gonna get more and more shots off just because there's no mobile detection. Finally, we do have a robo on the way for TriGGeR to get an observer out.
Here comes MaSa.
Yeah, Stim is done. +1 is still on the way, though. It's not quite done yet. A bit of an anti-timing here for MaSa.
Oh, he needs to be careful. Nice pickup from the mine.
Ooh.
Oh my god, did you see that splash damage?
Mate, the friendly fire was on point there for TriGGeR. Meanwhile, full metal that goes down!
Oh no, this is a disaster for MaSa. This is definitely not what you wanted. He lost all the Marines that he sent. He lost the medivac that he was planning to drop into the natural base as well. Mate, it's only mines now.
Only mines, that is all there is. There are a couple of Marines that are just trickling in across the map, but it's not going to be enough here. Meanwhile, TriGGeR, he's fully saturated on 3 bases. He's getting a 4th base up and running. Meanwhile, MaSa, he's just struggling here on 2 bases. That's all he has to work with. He does drop once again. Quote unquote drop. He gets cleaned up. Oh, God.
Mate, I think TriGGeR is in an excellent position. Another drop that is going to be intercepted is going to do absolutely nothing. Mate, I fear for MaSa's life in this game.
At this point, MaSa's like kind of all in. Like he has a 3rd CC and he's gonna try and land it, but TriGGeR is about to get out of control now that his robos are kicking in. Now that he's gonna get his robotics bay for that AOE for some Colossus or disruptors. MaSa's being like annoying with this, but it needs to start paying for itself, and it just hasn't at all this game. Maybe a couple of times, but
yes, finally maybe a drop that is going to work. There's nothing here to defend.
Yeah, TriGGeR was very out of position, so a pylon will go down. Oh, nice delay on the blink at least.
Yes, he's going after the robo now. He's trying to focus, but he does not get it. Nice one. The Widowmines take out the Oracle that was here, and sure, he delays the robo timing. He delays the blink as well, and he lost very little. So done by MaSa.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god. Meanwhile, MaSa, he's trying to multi-prong a little bit, but the problem is that he just doesn't have enough units. He just doesn't have enough army to really hit 2 places at once effectively. Meanwhile, he's going for another drop into the main base. This time there are Stalkers and Void Rays here to defend.
MaSa needs to get out. And he does. The Widowman's still alive. They have one Zealot.
Yeah, and everything will get cleaned up.
MaSa still trying to be aggressive. I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't like it. This is so few units, I'm not sure how much damage can he done.
I mean, it looks like he's gonna be able to just barely snipe that robo. Nicely done there by MaSa. Honestly, I feel like he feels desperate to do this, pressure to do this, because if he doesn't, then TriGGeR goes across the map. Like, he needs to keep TriGGeR at home.
Yes, and I think TriGGeR is starting to go ahead. He has 1 Colossi, he has a lot of charge zealots, and he's going in.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to clean all of this up. All the medevacs go down. At the same time, we see a counterattack already hitting the 3rd base of MaSa. MaSa barely has anything to defend at all. No more Widowmines, only Marines and Marauders.
Yeah, mate, and Immortal is doing his job. The boys are pulled.
Oh, the Immortal does get picked off, but God, there's just so much Protoss here. The Stalkers, the Colossus. MaSa fought well, but it's just a numbers game at this point.
Yes, it is, definitely. Here comes the Stalker. There's a lot of bio, but there's a lot of Protoss as well, and the Colossus is here as well. Once these barriers are dealt with, the workers are starting to fall, and the turret base is now on the assault. And as a Terran player right now, you don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. He pulls the boys. He has a couple of Marines left, and I mean, he's going to be able to take out the Immortal. Honestly, there aren't that many Zealots. There isn't that much buffer here for the Colossus. The Colossus will go down.
Yes, one Colossus goes down. There's still one Colossus alive. He needs to be careful with this. More Zealous reinforcements arrive.
And
MaSa is trading very well, but mate, he lost 80 workers.
exactly, like he's fighting like his life is on the line right now. He's like, yo, I gotta stay in this for as long as possible, and he's fighting well, as you said. Like, he's trading as best as he can. He's taking another base. He's taking a fourth, but God, it's just it's hard to be optimistic here from MaSa. MaSa would have to go for some more jobs and keep TriGGeR at home and buy himself enough time to take more bases and get his economy up and running. To be fair, TriGGeR actually backs off, and he's giving MaSa time.
Yeah, he is, but I'm not sure if there's enough time. TriGGeR is not moving in.
Yeah.
And his army is here.
There we go. It's here. Now we have a Warp Prism as well, so TriGGeR can reinforce across the map, warp in a wave of Zealots.
Here we go. The Widowmine is out. There's not much infantry here. There's nothing here to do splash damage for the Terran player.
Exactly. There's just nothing here whatsoever. The CC almost goes down. Disrupt Shock goes off. Oh, nice splits there by MaSa, but it's not enough, mate.
GG. TriGGeR draws the series 1-1.
We're tied up, mate. We're going to that ace match, and really, mate, this is how it should have gone. Going to the ace match. What I'm concerned about, mate, do you think MaSa's going to go for those mass Widowmine drops again?
I mean, look. As someone who likes to watch the game, yes, it is a very entertaining to see if the Widowmines are going to hit or not. Especially seeing how good it went in game number 1. As the Terran player, and seeing how bad it went for MaSa in the last game, I'm not sure. I think MaSa is gonna need to try something different. I like the way MaSa is thinking. He does not want a straight fight with the Protoss player, because otherwise we saw what happened in the previous game. But at the same time, you cannot take such high risk like the mega Widowmine drop that MaSa did in the previous 2 games. So what do you do?
Yeah, I'm concerned just because, again, I also really liked the mass Widowmine drop and how committed it was. It's something that you throw into a best of series once, right, to catch your opponent off guard. It's not something that you rely on, because as we see, you have to respect your opponent, and your opponent will adapt over time, over the course of the series. As we saw TriGGeR, it took him 1 game to really shut that down. So I'm just a little bit concerned, because I don't know if MaSa has anything else prepared here. I would hope he does. I would hope that he has something else in store for us. But to be fair, we're on Blackburn, and Blackburn does have a pretty short rush distance by air.
Yes, it is perfect for drops. Even though with the slow suns, it's still a very short distance away. And yeah, let's see what MaSa has in store for us. I'm excited.
Definitely, I'm excited as well. We'll see what he has in store for us, if he has something different up his sleeve.
And here we go, mates. Welcome everyone to Blackburn LA, the last map in this best of 3 series. And starting here, my fellow Terran player, the Canadian player for Sidestone Gaming, it is MaSa.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn ALE, we have the Canadian Protoss. He is blue, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR.
And again, again, like MaSa with the cheeky SCV. The other SCV.
Yeah, it's going across the map. We'll see if he's able to get that eBay block. And yo, if he does, do you think TriGGeR would take the gold?
Nah, that would be very cool. I would like to see that, but I don't think it's going to happen. And yeah, it is the NG block again. I believe TriGGeR saw the SCV when his prop was leaving the base.
He did.
He probably knows about it. But the question is he going to sell it and try to destroy it as quick as possible, or is he going to expand to other base instead?
That's a good question, as TriGGeR does have a decent amount of minerals here, but he's not in a location to throw down an expansion. So there we go. He goes for the Cyber Core as a follow-up, and he will confirm that there is an NG bay.
I think he's going for another base light.
Yeah, unfortunately, not the gold. Unfortunately.
I'm sorry, like, not today, not today.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I'm gonna have to have a word with TriGGeR after this.
Yes. And again, TriGGeR opting for skipping the Reaper and opening directly for Marines. So I'm guessing we're going to see a factory thrown down right now.
Oh my, oh my. We most likely will. Also, I did want to give you a quick update because I know you'd find this funny. Fun fact, Scarlet is pulling a gym right now. We're being notified by the chat.
I saw.
She's playing Protoss.
I saw. She's playing Protoss. Of course, Scarlet is going to push that. I remember she did it in
MLG.
Yeah, it was an MLG. I thought it was a Red Bull, something like that. And it worked. So I'm happy that she's still doing this in this day and age.
Yeah, it was against Dongray Gume in an MLG. It was not the finals. It was either a semi-finals or quarterfinals match.
Yeah, I remember it was an ace match of all things.
Yeah, exactly. It was amazing to see. So yeah, it's really cool that she's doing it again. Obviously, Scarlet is confirmed to leave her group, as in to advance from her group. So like she can have fun. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah. Meanwhile, returning to this game, MaSa is doing the exact same thing that he did in game number 1. In game number 2, I say, with the bunker and the one base 1-1-1. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's looking like the exact same thing. And the first time we saw it, it was great. Second time, it was okay. Third time, mate, really? MaSa, really? This is all you got? We'll see. Oh no!
Apparently so. Oh no, we're going to see some Cloak Banshee maybe, or a Raven perhaps.
There we go.
It is Cloak Banshee.
It's great to see.
No Widow Mines. No Widow Mines, Cloak Banshee instead.
Yeah, it's great to see that MaSa, he is switching things up, right? He isn't going for the same thing 3 games in a row. So far, the opener has been the same as game 2, right? As you pointed out, but the follow-up is different, and maybe this will catch TriGGeR off guard. You know, maybe he's just going to assume that it's Widowmines again.
Yes, I'm a little worried and a little hopeful at the same time, because first off, it's Hellions, mate. The 3 Hellions more than enough to one-shot props and do damage. 7 props go down. 8 probes.
Oh my god, 8 probes is already a lot of damage. And again, there's no detection right now. I was about to say, like, I don't know how I feel about Banshees because we have Phoenixes, we have Void Rays, like TriGGeR, he has plenty of anti-air. But what he doesn't have is detection. So these Banshees, if they go undetected for long enough, they could deal a lot of damage.
Yes, especially because even though there is a shield battery in the mineral line, with 2 Banshees you can easily one-shot a problem. And that's what MaSa is going for.
Exactly, he's banking them up.
Without detection, he's going to be very effective, at least.
That he will. What is concerning though is that as he's going to be sending his Banshees across the map, TriGGeR is being aggressive here at the front, and there's nothing here to defend. We do have a Cyclone, but again, if MaSa's not careful, he could lose the Cyclone.
Yes, the bunker is not ready. The SCVs, okay, the natural dot did finish, but he's going to lose a couple of SCVs. Cyclone, nice one. He's targeting the Void Ray. And look, TriGGeR now sees the Banshees. This is a big deal. MaSa was forced to use them. Yeah,
this is already a win here for TriGGeR. For MaSa to reveal his Banshees like this, immediately we do see cannons on the way. We see an Oracle on the way. And oh my god, the Cyclone gets picked off.
Man, this is not going MaSa's way, definitely at all. And
Yeah.
TriGGeR, I think, is going to get away with this. There's already a cannon in the second base. There's a cannon almost finishing up in the main base with a Oracle on the way, and Phoenix is on the map. This is not going to be fun, mates.
Yeah, these Banshees are going to do nothing, mates. They're going to deal a little bit of damage here, but here come the Phoenixes, and the Banshees were tagged.
Yes, and people forget, Banshees are light units, so Phoenixes do extra damage against them.
God, that they do. And now TriGGeR, he has full map control. He's finally getting into a game that he wanted to, right? Like, game 1 and game 2 were so quirky and so ultra aggressive, and TriGGeR had a bit of an awkward time getting into the mid game, but now this is his game, and mate, the tank, all of this could go down. Oh god.
Yes, Marines are starting to be picked up.
And they're all just getting picked off, mate. Oh, the Void Raider does go down.
Void Raiders go down. That's a little win, but MaSa is losing a lot of Marines, mates. Those two tanks are nice and everything, but you don't have the buffer.
Exactly, like the Marine count was thinned out heavily there by TriGGeR. Like TriGGeR only has to kill a couple more Marines, and then he can just dive in and kill the tanks.
Yes, and I think, mate, MaSa is in a really bad spot. TriGGeR is already almost on 3 bases. MaSa has yet not started his 3rd base, and with so little Marines for these 2 tanks, mate, MaSa needs to do some damage to walk across the map. But with how many Marines he has lost this game, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it effectively.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, where ideally as a Terran player, you hit a timing with Stim and +1 and combat shields, right? And you move out across the map with your tanks. But because of how many Marines have gone down, like, I don't know if MaSa's even feeling confident moving out right now. He may be forced to instead just take a 3rd base and stay at home.
Yes, and to be honest, I don't see MaSa doing it. He's not started a 3rd base yet. He's going for more Marines. He's going for more Medivacs. Team is done. +1 is almost done. I think he's just going to move any second now and pray that everything works out.
Yeah, nice. Here we go. I'm surprised that we don't see boys being pulled, to be honest. Because MaSa's very committed with this. He does have a lot of Marines. Stim is done this time, so TriGGeR can't abuse the Marines like we saw earlier with those Phoenixes. But TriGGeR also saw this move out, so he should be getting ready at home.
Yes, he has a little window of opportunity because Charge is not done.
True.
Which is the thing that mostly kills this push, but the is instead. Which can pick up the tanks, and here we go, mate. The boys were pulled.
Yeah, there we go. MaSa is all in. He's here. He needs to end the game one way or the other. One player will be victorious after this fight, and the boys are here. Mate, we're gonna see we're gonna need to see the boys from TriGGeR as well.
There's a lot of units for MaSa, but this is like the last time for him. He needs to destroy TriGGeR here. Yes or yes, or he's going to die.
Exactly.
They pick up the tanks.
Every single tank gets picked up, but you know what? They're not going down, and all the Zealots and the Adepts are getting picked off.
Oh my god, live, this is going to work. The SCVs did his job, and they buffer for the Marines, and the Marines destroy everything, and now there's nothing for TriGGeR.
Exactly, TriGGeR, he pushed in before Storm was done. Sorry, Storm, I meant Charge. He didn't pull any workers either, which really he should have, especially against the SCVs of MaSa, and now MaSa is pushing into the natural.
Mate, I think he's going to do it. 25 workers are gone down. The Immortal is going to go down. And mate, TriGGeR literally has nothing. Nothing. It's nothing against a giant wave of Marines.
Exactly. The Marines are going up the ramp. The boys are forced off the line. But, mate, there are just not enough units here for TriGGeR. The production is being camped. +1 is denied. And MaSa, he's doing it, mate. It's happening.
It's happening. The boys are being pulled. Everything is dying for TriGGeR, and GG. MaSa takes it. MaSa takes the series 2-1.